All right, all praise to the Most High Yahweh and to His Son, my brother, Amashiach Yahushai. Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. All right, in this video, we're going to get into E-M2 information, aka E1B1A information, so we could better understand what we are looking at when we are reading DNA information. So this is just, the foundation, um, understanding to build upon. So when the other videos start to come, we'll have a up to speed understanding on what we are looking at when we go through the different PDF and other information dealing with YDNA, the paternal line of information of life. So what we have here is a a download that I have from Wiki1 or Wikipedia, um, dealing with E1B1A, and they put together high sample populations in West Africa or in Africa in general. So this would be Sub-Sahara, and this would be the groupings that they tested for a high amount of DNA. And I like this because I have used this chart before, and um, at the time I was using the chart for a different understanding and different information to apply it to. And now that I have a better understanding, a better awareness of who these people are and so on, uh, I appreciate looking at this information, even though it's lacking further details. It's just good to see that I over understand what I'm looking at, if I could say those words together. So real quick, before I get further into the video, I just want to say thank you for the views and thank you for the comments. um, I have been doing some DNA work or platform usage on TikTok. So I was using TikTok to just do memes and other forms of information and messaging, and I liked it, and I just continued to use it, and I was always on that platform making 1 minute videos and trying to build up traffic and views to where I could give people easy understanding of what they are trying to get from what I'm promoting or what I'm trying to share with people to get to know and to get to understand. So I will put my TikTok information in the description of this video. But other than that, I was doing TikTok, and I was basically trying to, transfer information that I have from other phones to this phones, because the other phones chargers wasn't working, or the other phones was dying. The battery was dying. So finally I was able to get a new phone, and finally I've been able to slowly, take information from phone to phone and to add it to this one. So hopefully the videos will start back cranking out on a daily basis. If not, every often more so than a once in a while. But once you get further into this information, it just get harder for you to to just make simple videos. It has to be according to the spirit, my spirit and the Most High Spirit, telling me how to properly, uh, dedicate the information that I have and package it and to, how to explain it. Because, like, I could look at this and fully understand what I'm looking at, and other people would just be like, hey, these are probably groups of people in West Africa, and that's about it. But me, when I look at this, I'm looking at Gad, Judah, Levi, Dan, who else? Naphtali, maybe, and some other Israelite tribes on this. Um, let's see. And you have some interesting people groups that are split tribes with other groups of people, like Ishmaelites, Japhites, Edom, and Ham. So these these markers and these groups are telling a deeper story than what we are being told in history books and so on. So this is why I'm here to just say, hey, these are the people, and this is how they look, and this is how we are associated with these people as Hebrew Israelites in America. So on this chart, they just left it with the percentages. They go, we don't have to put the amount of people that we tested or sample from, because it's probably high. They probably said, okay, we're gonna do 50 to 200 sample per group, and a lot of these people was just all the same, E1B1A marker, different subclades and branches, but it was like, oh, well, enough is enough. We could just, put high percentages rather than the number of people that was tested or the sample was from. So something that I did not know from before was that all this information, this is relayed from NIH and other groups project, when they do their research and they break down their research. These are charts from those results, and it took me a while, as often as I looked at the sub-Sahara E1B1A chart, I often noticed the professors and the scientists' names at the end of the column. So it took me to a while to connect the dots on, okay, these are dealing with overall research papers, and to get a full understanding, I would have to find the research paper that they did all the information on, and the result ended up with 96%, 97%, and so on. So so it took me a while to know that. It took me a while to find out who exactly on this chart is Judah, um, Dan, Ephraim, and so on. So on these charts and groups, They often use either defining mutations or other markers to identify as E1B1A. And a lot of the time they do that because a lot of Israelites and a lot of African Americans, a lot of people are looking into exactly who are E1B1A people. Like they heard something about them and they just wanted to Google it. And once you Google it, sometimes you won't be able to find it because they are constantly changing um, uh, that marker. Instead of E1B1A, it'll probably be E1B1A 1A. It could be E3A. It could be E-M2. Let's see. It could be, let's see, E-V38. So this is another sample they did um, in the Americas. On this one, they have the numbers and everything. So I was surprised to see the Dominican Republic so low. It's supposed to actually be higher than this because other charts, pie charts that I've seen, uh, Dominican Republic is a little bit behind Haiti with a big percentage of E1B1A grouping of people. Puerto Rico is actually that low. Uh, Puerto Rico has small percentages of Israelites in that setup or in that setting. Often they are from either the Yoruba tribe or the Iwe tribe of people group. The rest of the groupings are, close to right. The Bahia, Brazil one should be higher because that's like little Yoruba um, city in that part of Brazil. That's the whatever left of the remnant of groupings of people that are Eidos in that country would be in Bahia, Brazil. And Colombia, you see how outrageous Colombia sample. Um, they have in Colombia, even though I've seen in charts that they have a small percentage, and a lot of this is dealing with, they have Garifuna and Siboney populations of Alawak Native Americans. So all these people are dark complexion people in those regions, but not all of those people are like the Dominican people would say they are black. These are just native black people that should be associated with the Eidos community, but they are, and due to that reason, you get this high percentage like of testing. But yeah, Chaco City would be the other city or part in that region that would be like Bahia. It would be mostly of a remnant of slaves from Africa, descendants, and the other population would be dark complexion Arawak groupings of people. So this is just about right. And we move out, And this is just my teeny tiny library that I often use. What else? That what is that? I think I wanted that I talked about this. Talked about that. Talked about this. Okay, I guess I talk about this. So on this one, this is an interesting thing because like they when you look at this is the other part. So E-M2, all these are Wikipedia or Wiki One information on E1B1A, and they are constantly trying to group all these black races of people together, even though the DNA groups are very different, and they are having a hard time because they couldn't group together the two white people or the two white groups of people. So they can't do the same thing with this, with the dark groups of people. So a majority of these people on this chart, this E-M2, dealing with northern Africa and eastern Africa, are mostly dark complexion people. And the reason why they was so probably anxious to do this one with these groups of people is because these are dark people, and these people have E1B1B as a high frequency more so than E1B1A. And in EUpedia, they have a famous YDNA page on their site, and it shows you famous people YDNA, and most of these people are white people, famous white people. And when it gets to E1B1A, you have uh, Nelson Mandela and a pharaoh. So these are the two people representing E1B1A. So these are most likely dark people. And then when you get to a relative of E1B1A dealing with E1B1B, you have all these pale complexion Edomite people. So you have E1B1B for those famous people that are pale complexion. And then you start to get all these high frequency sample and uh, test results of all these dark complexion Edomites of E1B1B living in North and East Africa. So you got the Berbers and the Habesha people. You got the Somalis, you got the Eritreans, you got certain groups of Ethiopians. So they had to double back and say, okay, let's see if they are just associated with, you know, these other Bantu groups of people, and they're not. The only thing that surprised me on here is the Tuareg. Tuareg is basically a mixed super grouping of different groups of people. Uh, these are your modern day Moors because um, the Torag and the Hausa people, they have all these dark, different groups of people. They have dark complexion, Japhites, Hamites, Edomites, Israelites. They have massive groups of people that are split groups of people of different dark skinned people and from different races. So that's the interesting thing about DNA information. You get actually see uh, super groups or super clans with percentages of their population being very different. Um, the Berbers, and the Moroccan Arabs. So basically, when people are always saying the Arabs are Edom, Edom is the Arab, they are referring actually to these people, the Berbers. These are the only groups of people that would be identified and classified as Edom in that region. So, other than that, the people, the Arabs that are in the Near East region of Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Palestine, uh, Yemen, uh, AUE, Bahrain, all those countries, those are not Edomites. Those are majority Japhetic people. Those people are closely related to um, the British monarchs and other groupings of people dealing with Japhetic European people. So you do have small percentages of Edom among those people. You do have small percentages of Ishmaelites among those people. You do have small percentages of Israelites among those people, but the majority of those people are not um, descendants of Ishmael. They are not descendants of Edom. They are not descendant of Israel. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all with that. Now we go back. And we look at this chart. So the subclades, these are all the shorthand uh, short counts of the different branches. All these branches have longer uh, counts of A1 uh, suffixes of A1 suffix, as well as they have defining mutations, other markers that tell you, you know, this is a mutation of this branch, and it goes into other generations of those people. So all these are Israelite tribes or uh, Israel markers, and all these are different tribes of Israel is what I'm trying to say. And let's see, and they could have, you know, done better with, you know, laying out some of these markers, because all we see is 10, and we know, you know, this 12, and Ephraim and Manasseh is accounted for as Joseph. So they could have, you know, laid it out a little bit better. But other than that, um, who's missing? One of the tribes are missing. Other than that, this is uh, pretty much the layout until you start to watch what they actually mean once they are broken down. So I'm just laying down the foundation for what will come next in the next videos of the YDNA information dealing with E1B1A groupings of people. So this is just information to build upon, you know. So I'm trying to get people used to seeing the subclades of Israel and the other ways that they would say E1B1A, E-V38, E-V100, E-M2, E3A, E1B1A, 1A, you know. So with that being said, I want to say once again, all praise to the Most High Yahweh and to His Son, my brother, Amashiach Yahushai. And once again, I wanted to say peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. Once again, thank y'all for the views, the comments. Please feel free to comment on the videos, but keep it to the YouTube community guidelines. Once again, I'll put my TikTok information in the description. And if y'all want to follow me on TikTok, that's fine. If not, it's great. It's good. Um, I'm not going to ask people to like the videos. I'm not going to ask people to follow. I just want people to come across this information. And if it's usable, just use it. You know, get what you need from it and move on. Share it, move on, you know. So with that being the case, thank y'all once again.